Hi everyone, I'm Joshua Thomas and welcome to another Failroadexpress how-to video. Today it's going to be how to play 77 ways to play Tenzi. Okay, I'm not going to insult your intelligence and try to explain to you how to play Tenzi. It's really easy. For those of you who don't know, Tenzi is simply a dice rolling game in which you have 10 dice and you attempt to roll it and get all the same numbers. Like I just rolled 4 ones, so now I'm going to try and get all my dice to ones, and that's literally the game. That's it. But they came out with an expansion, 77 ways to play Tenzi, which gives you 77 cards to mix and match and alter the rules to the game. So how does it work? Well, you just simply flip over one of these cards and read it. Wave Z. After each roll, throw your hands up in the air and like you just don't care, right? There are other variants of the cards. Like these cards are patterns. All you have to do is simply roll 10 of your dice and make them match the pattern. Now, it only takes 9 dice to make these patterns, so what do you do with the 10th dice? Well, you've got to roll a 6 in order to yell Tenzi and win the game. Now, a lot of people complain and say that, Tenzi's just 40 overpriced D6s, but, I'm here to tell you that, well, you can get dice in other games, and yeah, you can play Tenzi with them, and you can just get these and play the card games with the dice that you've already got. But what wizard doesn't want more D6s? I mean, come on. It's not that bad of a price compared to any other set of dice that you're going to buy. So with that said, let's take a look at the top 10 cards that I've chosen as probably the most difficult of all 77 of the rules. Oh, by the way, you've also got these blank cards over here that you can make your own rules with. But let's start with number 10. Count Z. First player to roll 10 ones gets 10 points. Everyone else gets the number of points equal to the number of ones they rolled before the first person calls Tenzi. Repeat with 2s, then 3s, all the way up to 6s. Players with the most points wins. So, here's how this card works. Simply take your 10 dice, start off with rolling the ones, and you keep rolling until someone gets all 10 dice and yells Tenzi. Really? I only got 3? That other person gets 10 points? I only get 3 points. And then it starts back over with 2s, and so on and so forth. Next, we have less than Z. Roll 2 dice at a time. The total of each pair of dice must be less than the total of the previous pair. Hint, the total of your first pair should be as high as possible. So, with your first 2 dice, you want to make sure you roll high numbers. Oh man, double 6s couldn't have been better than that. Alright, so the next pair has to be lower than that, but we don't want it to be too low, and then the next pair lower than that, and alright, so that's how that one works. Next card, number 8, is 6Z. This is not a speed game. This is one of those cards where you actually take turns rolling, or you roll and wait for everyone else to finish their roll before you start your next simultaneous roll. Everyone rolls 10 dice. Any 6s that are rolled get put into the center. Repeat again and again. First player with no dice yells Tenzi and wins. Simple enough. You roll, you get 6s. Wow. Put them in the center. Last person to get revolved their dice yells Tenzi. Easy peasy. Number 7 is 7Z Kevin Z. Take 2 dice, roll a 7, any combination, repeat, and keep repeating. Be the first to have 5 pairs of 7s. Once again, this is another 2 dice game, but this is a speed round game, so you just keep rolling until both of those dice equal a 7. There we go, and then keep going until you get more, and let's have another combination there. There's 7 dice all the way until you get them all. Tenzi. Number 6. Remainzy. Roll all 10 dice, get 4 4s. With the remaining 6 dice, get 3 3s. With the remaining 3 dice, get 2 2s. With the last dice, get 1 1. Well, die. So this is one of those ones where you have to roll all 10 dice every single time. And you've got to get 4 4s, and if you don't, you got to roll all 10 dice again until you get 4 4s. So then you've got your 4 4s, and then you've got 6 dice left, and you've got to roll 3 3s, and so on and so forth. You getting the picture? I hope you are. It's pretty simple. So, next card, Pyramidzy. Roll 4 4s, 3 3s, 2 2s, and 1 1, and then stack them up like a pyramid with the 4s on the bottom and 1 on the top. So, without further ado, you just keep rolling until you've got your required dice numbers. And then I guess you just stack them up like some kind of odd, strange, just really tall, skinny pyramid. And then knock them over if you want. Number 4, another one that's not a speed game. Roll all 10 dice, keep all 1s. Whoever has the most 1s after 5 rounds wins. You can re-roll 6s anytime. Oh boy. Oh boy, I get to re-roll all these 6s. Re-roll 6. Alright, so those are all the ones I got out of that round. That was the first round. No 6s in that one. And there you go. That's how that card works. We're on the downslope. Number 3. Morzy Forzy. Morzy Forzy. Roll 4 dice, get them on the same number, repeat with 4 more dice, then take the last 2 dice and roll double 4s. The way this card is worded, it's kind of funny, but I think what they mean is that once you get 4s, you can set them aside and you don't have to roll them again. Feel free to house rule that card if you want to. So just keep rolling until you've got your 4 4s, and then you've got to get... Of course, you only roll 4 dice. I completely did that one wrong. Then you roll your next 4, and then you roll your 2s. Number 2, 15Z. Not a speed game also. Split your dice into 2 groups of 5. Roll 5 dice. If total number is below 15, you lose those 5 dice. Push them into the middle of the table. Last person with dice wins. So, groups of 5, roll them, and if it's less than 15, you lose those dice and have to roll your other pair of dice. And keep going until only one person has dice left. Simple enough. And finally, number 1, the one I feel might just be the most complicated. I don't know, feel free to disagree with me. Shift-Z 6Z, not a speed game. Everyone rolls 10 dice. Any 6s that are rolled get put into the center. Then everyone shifts 1 place to their left and rolls again. Repeat and continue until 1 player has dice remaining. So, you've got to roll all your dice. Any 6s get pushed to the center, and I recommend instead of getting up out of your chair and shifting to the left, just pass your remaining dice to the right. Then roll those, and place all those 6s in the center. Now here's the thing, if you've only got 1 dice left, and you roll a 6, you're out of the game. So Tenzi, by itself, I've heard from a lot of people, is kind of a boring game, especially in the world of tabletop gaming. This was extremely popular on Amazon for a very long time. It's gotten tons of 5-star reviews, and I can see why. Rolling these 10 dice and just having all this speed round and having to go as quickly as possible and beat your opponent, that's a lot of fun, but with just the base box, it can get pretty boring pretty quick. And I think that's what happened with a lot of people, especially your more avid and hardcore gamers. 77 Ways to Play Tenzi, however, kind of helps to correct that in that the rules change every single round, and It recommends in the little pamphlet that comes with it that you play more than one round and then add up the points, 1 point for each winner, and say play a game to 5 or 10. Whoever gets to 5 or 10 points first wins. If you enjoyed this how to play video, make sure you like and subscribe to the Failroadexpress. Check out these other how-to videos and continue playing games. And if you've got any comments, want us to review any other games, make sure you give us a comment below. Thank you very much, Choo-Choos. I'm Joshua Thomas, and you've been watching Failroadexpress. Teach you how to play 77 ways